In November 2001, an accountant got a phone call. Destroy everything. The contracts. The emails. The audits. He obeyed. 3 weeks later, 20,000 people were losing their jobs. More than $1 billion in retirement savings were gone. And the 7th largest company in America was worth 26 cents a share. This was not a crisis. It was a decision. Made by 3 men. Over 10 years. In plain sight. I'm an auditor. I've spent 20 years reviewing financial statements. And what disturbed me most about this case wasn't the fraud. It was that the system worked exactly as designed. Independent auditors. Active regulators. Wall Street analysts watching every number. And still, nobody stopped it. This is paper trail. Enron was born in 1985. 2 natural gas companies merging in Houston, Texas. Its founder, Kenneth Lay, had a PhD in economics and friends in high places. George W. Bush called him Kenny Boy. That is not a minor detail. For the first few years, Enron was exactly what it looked like, a pipeline company. Gas in, gas out, regulated margins, few surprises. The problem with regulated businesses is that you cannot charge whatever you want. The government sets the price. And Lay wanted more. In 1990, he hired Jeffrey Skilling, a former McKinsey consultant. The smartest guy in any room he walked into, according to himself. Skilling brought him a proposal that changed everything: stop selling gas, and start selling gas contracts. Enron would no longer be an energy company. It would be an energy bank. For that to work, Skilling needed something very specific: permission to use mark-to-market accounting. Let me explain what that is, because this is the core of everything. Imagine you sign a contract to sell gas for 10 years. The total value of the contract is $100 million. Under traditional accounting, you recognize that revenue as you earn it. $10 million a year. With mark-to-market, Skilling could say, this contract is worth $100 million today. And book the entire $100 million as profit the day he signed the paper. No matter that the money would not arrive for 10 years. No matter that the contract could be cancelled tomorrow. The Securities and Exchange Commission gave him that permission in 1992. Enron was the first energy company to get it. What the commission did not calculate was this: Enron was not going to use mark-to-market to reflect reality. It was going to use it to build a parallel reality. When a projection failed, and they failed often, Enron had a problem. The number was already booked as profit. If you corrected it, you had to report a loss. Nobody liked that. Especially not Skilling, who measured everything by the stock price. So they hired Andrew Fastow as CFO. In 1999, CFO Magazine gave him an Excellence Award for Capital Structure Management. He was considered a genius of structured finance. What nobody saw was what he was building outside the financial statements. Fastow created dozens of special-purpose entities. SPEs, in accounting jargon. Paper companies, with no real employees, no real operations. Enron transferred them the problem assets. The debts it did not want to show. The losses it needed to make disappear. And since on paper these SPEs were independent from Enron, they did not have to appear on the consolidated balance sheet. Enron's balance sheet looked clean. Profitable. Solid. There was one detail. Fastow controlled those entities. His wife worked in them. And the money flowing from Enron into the SPEs ended up, in part, in his own pockets. A single entity, called LJM, made Fastow $45 million in personal profits. I want you to hold on to something before the next chapter. Enron had external auditors. It had analysts following every number. It had regulators. It had a board of directors. It had, in theory, every control the system ever invented to keep this from happening. Arthur Andersen was the auditor. One of the 5 largest accounting firms in the world. The firm that was supposed to check exactly this. It did not see it. Or it saw it, and looked away. In the next chapter, I will tell you which of the two is worse. What I can tell you now, from my experience as an auditor, is that big frauds do not hide in dark places. They hide in the footnotes. In the approved accounting treatments. In the exceptions somebody signed off on without reading. Enron's fraud was, in part, right there in the financial statements. Signed. Published. Available to anyone who knew what to look for. Nobody looked. Subscribe to Paper Trail. The next chapter is called The Blind Auditor.